would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Young looks to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30, 10, and across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, 82 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly for 6. Point after try forthcoming. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken very short. And they will be backed up deep as they'll have to start the drive from the 6-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they just get the play off. Now Young. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 57 yards. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Niners' 33-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Mike 51. They're going to need some therapy after this.
From the shotgun, it's Young. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
It's our time. It's our time.
On 1st down, it's Rosen. Over the middle, complete. It's Stokes. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. They run with Breida. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5. Of course, remember last week, week number 1, quite the opener for him. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he does not want to be a flash in the pan. He wants to have that type of a game each and every week. Let's see if he can get a second award in week 2 of the season.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And it'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
It's been a long day for you. Mike 6. Mike 6. Hey, check Mike 6. Mike 6.
Now Young. Now Young loses the football. It's stripped. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The 40. The 20. 10. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Go. At their own 21-yard line. Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
From the 27, Young. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, let's go. It's common practice. Ricky. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Here's Young from the shotgun. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Motion. Deuce. Middle. Hug.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They begin the drive with Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Switch. Watch the edge. Watch twist. Check 24. 49. Check 49.
On 2nd down, Williams. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Come on, set. Pittsburgh. 6, check tight. Watch it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
That's it, baby.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the slant. Let's go. Come on. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Hayward. Mike 9. Bang you.
From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. First target, first catch, and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. Check nickel. Slam.
Now Williams. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Hey, we gotta get to Mike over there. I'm on. Nine's the Mike. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
On 2nd and 11 now. Young. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Young will set to throw. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Go, Mike. Hey, alert, alert. Middle. I got you, pump. 51.
Rosen will throw.
Push him back.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Mike 9. Watch the run. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft. Mike 9. Hey, we gotta get to 9.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Young, and Diggs has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Quick dance. Go. Mike 9.
Young going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
We got to seal. Hey, defense, let's go. Check it out, read.
The play fake. Now Young. And he's able to find Diggs. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Spins past it. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it though. This is.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Solomon Thomas coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Young now. Going deep for Diggs. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. 51 the mic, boy. 51. Coming to you. Coming to you. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Okay. Let's go. Hey, check 24. 6. Slam. 51. Go. Mike 51. 3.
Third and long for Young. Going deep for Diggs. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Here's Breida. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. 80. He's 80. We got double up. Here we go. Motion.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Third and long here for Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Evans, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 18. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 31-yard line.
First down, Vikings.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Ready? Check, Mike 6, Mike 6. Watch the script. Let's walk. Right, check.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Squeeze. Check 13. Check 13. Watch that. Go.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Will Lutz on for the point after. And the lead is down to 24. Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Watch out.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake? And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 81 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Now, you talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that is demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get it. And after that last touchdown, I bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, here's Bell. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. 17 yards on the fake punt, and that's going to be a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On the ground, this is Williams. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Williams. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Vikings on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. He can run for it, and he will. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Pretty sizable gain of 8 that time on the keeper, but now it's 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, check Mike, Mike 6, Mike 6. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On 4th down, Young. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 26. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
To throw is Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Breida. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lock behind it. Wow. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. It's Young on first down. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Hey, check Mike 6, Mike 6. I'm coming. Off. Mike 6.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Let's set a tone.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Tackles. Tackles. Check 99. Check 99.
Young. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
51 to Mike, boy. 51. Hustle, hustle. Zip it. Mike 51. Mike 51. I got it. 51's Mike.
Young now. Throwing on 4th down. And this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. And a failure on 4th down on the other side leads immediately to a 1st and goal. And now it's Rosen looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it with Williams. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The busy night continues for Williams. Williams loses the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you give a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They run again with Breida. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Young. Now a desperation throw. They've got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Here we go. Now the wolf. He wants the mic. We got to get the ball, D. Short. Let's go. 51 the mic, boys. 51. Watch QB. Oh. Watch QB drop. Right here, guys. Fight.
To the air once more, Young. He gets this one to Johnson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. The 49ers now going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there,
Young on 1st down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Strip that ball.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Mike 9.
One last shot for Young. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.